Thank you. Thank you very much, Trenton, and thank you very much for being here today. So today I'm going to show you a Canvas account that I created for our faculty at San Diego College of Continuing Education. But most of the resources actually could apply to any non-credit adult education or college faculty. So a little bit about myself. I've been an online instructor and trainer since 2012. I've taught in the modalities of distance ed, hybrid, HighFlex, and online ESL courses. Currently, I am the SDCCE OER and CAPE coordinator. I was a previous online faculty mentor. I also serve as the OER liaison for ASCCC. I am an OTAN subject matter expert, a Canvas course design trainer, and accessibility trainer. Besides all of that, my hobbies include gardening, photography, and I love animals. And this is Max, one of my lovely pets. So before I get started, I want to get a sense of your familiarity on searching for OERs. So if you can please type in chat number 1 if you are not familiar with OERs and searching for them, type 2 if you're somewhat familiar, and type number 3 if you are very familiar. Okay. All right. So most folks right now fall into the category of 1 or 2. So what I did is I tried to create something that would make it easier and not so daunting for our faculty. So what I did is, as the SDCCE OER coordinator, I created a Canvas account so that faculty would have an organized, easy access to open educational resources, or at least links to them. So in the account, I added professional development. So I have done many trainings and PD on Creative Commons licenses and licensing. So those are included in the account. I've given many presentations on OERs and different aspects of OERs, so I've included that. And then as well as including opportunities from ASCCC, including their monthly PD and archive newsletters. They have lots and lots of resources on their site, and that's linked out in the account. And then I've also included videos. Whenever I want to learn something new, I like going to the PDs, but sometimes if I want to learn something quick, I like to go on YouTube or search for videos on how to do something, whatever it is, that thing that I'm trying to learn. So I've included some helpful videos for faculty. Also is a section for resources and links. So there are links out to OER repositories, including an explanation of what those are and what faculty will find before they link out. I navigate an easy way to find resources as well. And then I have discipline-specific resources categorized in the account. And then I also included other free resources, things that are not licensed for OER with a Creative Commons license, but can be used in the classroom as a resource for teaching and learning. So to search for my OER account, you have to log into Canvas, and there are 3 ways to search. So you can search in Canvas Commons under OER for SDCCD. I titled this one SDCCD. Or you can search in Commons under my name, Diana Vera-Alba, and then you also have access to the link. And I'll share that link in chat in just a moment. So let's go ahead and go to the Canvas account. just put it in student view. So one of the things you won't be able to see is my cover page, but that's okay. It's just a cover page. You'll be able to see everything else. But this is the example that our faculty get to see. So it's just a welcome section here on introducing them to OERs. You will be able to access this video. This is a quick tour of how to use this Canvas shell. And it's just a right under 5 minutes, yeah, or right over 5-minute video. So it's really short. I created this video along with our technology coordinator at CE, and it's a very quick and easy guide on how to use this Canvas shell. I have link outs, direct link outs to the different portions of the Canvas modules. So you notice as I hover over each of these words, it's an actual button. So if faculty want to go straight to attributions, they click here and it'll take them straight to the attribution section. They can also find this in modules. So I just wanted some quick links on the home page. There's also a form that I have faculty fill out every semester. So things that I want them to work on immediately when they come in, or access immediately when they come in. I have that on the home page. There's also a video of why use OERs, and then my office hours are posted. You won't be able to see those in the Canvas comments, which is fine, but I host office hours for faculty, and I usually have a schedule, and then my direct email is here. Okay, and I am Creative Commons certified, so that information is there. Okay, so let me take you to the modules section so you can see how it's categorized. So again, I wanted to organize this in a very easy to use manner. So I have used headers in Canvas. So the first part here is my resources, my quick link resources, but I also share them with faculty because there are OER rubrics and an OER toolkit that was shared with me. There's information on using H5P there as well. There's lots of PD here on Creative Commons licenses. So there's information if faculty want to become Creative Commons certified, how I was also certified. There's information here, and then types of Creative Commons licenses, what the public domain is, some Creative Commons videos, and OER videos. So I want to show you what this looks like when you go into one of these module pages. There's lots of information in there. So this is on the types of Creative Commons licenses, and there's a short video here. All the videos that I use are less than 6 minutes. So I like that when I'm trying to learn something quickly or get the gist of what I want to search for. So that's a very nice video there. And then I go into what each of the 6 Creative Commons licenses mean. I have a green light, yellow light, red light, what you can do, what you must do, and what you cannot do. I have these organized from the least restrictive license to the most restrictive license. So this has become a really great tool for our faculty. I have been told that faculty reference this quite a bit because unless you're really doing this every day, sometimes you're not quite sure about what that license means. So if a faculty member comes here, they have several options. So this is the first license, CC BY. If they want to use this logo for their work, I have a link here where they can download. So wherever you see the blue underline, that's a link, and this is a PNG of that. So if faculty member wants to use this license, they just click on it, they right click, they copy, or they can download the image. Okay. And then there's information here on what each of the licenses mean, what each of the letters mean, blurb about that, and then what they can do and what they must do with this license. Okay. If they want additional information, I have linked this out to the Creative Commons website where they can get additional information on that particular license. Oops, go back. So I did this with each of the licenses. So as you go scroll down, you'll see each of the 6 Creative Commons licenses. They all have some similarities, some big differences as you scroll down. But this is a really useful guide for faculty. And I wanted, again, to make this as user-friendly as possible for our faculty members. So I'm going to go back to modules. So that was the Creative Commons license section. The next section is attributions. I've done many professional development and presentations on how to attribute your work. There are step-by-step instructions. There's also a video that I created on how to use the attribution builder, and then some attributed my sample of some attributed icons that I have used. Okay, so I'll go into one of these. So if you notice, there are some green circles here with icons. San Diego College of Continuing Education uses Design Plus by City Labs. So when you if you are not using Design Plus, if your district is not using Design Plus, you won't get some of these logos, but you'll get the rest of the materials. So if yours looks a little bit different, it's because we have this design software for Canvas at our district. So again, here's some information and some links out. This is an article I wrote for OTAN on attributions, and then there are some resources at the bottom here. All right. Oops, sorry about that. Okay, so let's close that. And again, there's more information here on attributions. There's a section that's a little all-encompassing of what's on here, but I wanted also to make it even easier to use my site. And I created this section on finding and using OERs for our faculty. So whenever I have a faculty member that's brand new to OER, of course, I have office hours, I try to answer their questions, but they usually have multiple questions and I refer them to this section. So this is a getting started with OERs. There's an example of a search tool called Oasis. They can directly search here in Canvas for materials. It'll actually link them to Oasis, but they can search by subject matter or types of materials. So that's one example of a repository. And then finding OERs on different repositories. So for example, open textbooks in Cool for Ed. There's a direct link for LibreText here, OER Commons, Open Textbook Library. So instead of just having the links out, I do explain what that site is before they go out to the site, so they know what to expect. So on. And then I do have subject specific OER. So there's information here, examples on collections for healthcare, high enrollment classes, interactive OER, language learning, and student-led OER. And of course, information on using OER, because everything that is a OER is licensed under Creative Commons. There's charts here to help faculty try to understand that. The types of Creative Commons license section in the modules that I just showed you is linked here. So I have internal links like this one here, and then external links to some charts and Merlot, and then information about printing OER. Okay, so this is a quick and easy guide. Again, when I have a new faculty member that's interested in OER, we briefly go over this section here in the modules. Okay. And then the next section is OER office hour presentations that I've done. So these are slide presentations. So if faculty member is interested in any of these topics, they can go in there and look at my slides. The next section, again, I am the OER liaison for State Academic Senate. And so I add the monthly newsletter that I send out to faculty, and they're archived here by date, the newest being at the top. So if somebody wants to, they get this by email, but if a faculty member wants to look back, there's lots of information in the newsletter, lots of links to repositories, lots of links to funding and grant opportunities. So I do have those archived here for faculty to review at their leisure. And then the next big section, this is where we have the OER repositories. So I have these categorized by images and artwork. So these are some of my favorites. They are not all the repositories on images and artwork, but it gives faculty plenty of places to look for images for their presentations, for their Canvas accounts, or resources that they want to use. So I do have some of these starred in yellow, and I let faculty know that the items that are starred in yellow are newer links and repositories that I've included. Okay, so these are so you might recognize some of these like Pixabay and Unsplash. Those are very popular, but many museums, including the Smithsonian, the Met Museum, Metropolitan Museum, have open access for artwork. So you can actually go to the Smithsonian open access section and download artwork, pictures of artwork to your account or to your slides. There's a video about that here, and there are some examples of what you will see. So here's an example of an piece of art that I downloaded from the Smithsonian, and I added a attribution so that anybody who wants access to that can click on this and it'll take them directly to where I downloaded it from the Smithsonian. Okay, so I just add examples so that faculty see examples of what they will see when they go out to this Smithsonian open access section. Okay, so those are the images and artworks that I have linked out, repositories that I have linked out. There's a section for large repositories, and these are huge repositories. Some of the most popular are Merlot, Oasis, and OER Commons. All of these have filters. So if you go to one of these, it's a page, and the page will link you out. So there's the direct link, but I do have a little blurb about what OER Commons is and an example of what faculty will see when they start searching for OERs in OER Commons. So this is an example of what they will see when they are there. So if they want to link out, they can. They click on the link and then it takes them directly to OER Commons where they can start searching for OERs. Okay, so that was images, artworks, large repositories, and then the last section in that area is open access books. So I have links out to Google Books, OpenStax, and Project Gutenberg. Of course, there are many others, but again, I wanted to give faculty an opportunity to have some already organized areas that I have researched for them. Okay, So that was repositories. Let me close that. The next section is OER by discipline. Again, I teach in the College of Continuing Education, but some of these disciplines are also available on our credit colleges. So there's child development, OER and free resources, emeritus, OER and free resources, ESL on credit side, I believe it's called ESL, right? ESOL, but same topics. And that's within ESL, I divided it by conversation, listening, and speaking, ESL grammar, ESL subject, multiple subject resources, ESL pronunciation, ESL reading, ESL writing, ESL vocabulary, and vocational ESL. So those are all the topics in ESL that we offer in continuing ed. So I know that on the credit side, many of these are also offered. So let me show you an example of what these pages look like. So within these pages, I have multiple resources, and these are resources that I've looked at or used myself in my ESL classes. So I give the title, the direct link to this resource, the license for this resource. And if it's a ZTC, I add that logo and the link to ZTC. I let faculty know what they can do with this resource. So the resource is a ZTC, it's downloadable, and it's available in digital format. Okay, so once they click on the link, they'll have access to this. I give a little blurb of what this resource is and examples of the topics in this book. And this particular author has a PDF of and a Google Doc of the student edition, so faculty can easily embed this PDF book to their Canvas course. And then there's also a teacher edition and Quizlet folder and audio recordings. So as you see, some of these resources are very robust. So if an instructor wants to use this resource, they know exactly what's in there and they have access to all the parts of the resource. Okay. So I have multiple resources. So I have another one here with direct links to the different levels of that book. So this book comes in 6 levels. It's also ZTC. Some of these resources are within a website. So this is Bow Valley College, has a lot of these teaching resources on the topic of reading. Again, we're in ESL reading. And then there are, again, multiple links to this site. So I make it easy for faculty to not get lost in the site if they want to look at direct links within the site that would help them teach the subject of reading. There's some readers here and some other materials. So as you see, this is the same format for each of the top subjects, but I just wanted to give you an example. So I have multiple resources. So my intention with this Canvas course or Canvas account, because it's not really a course, but with this Canvas account was not to be all encompassing for faculty, but to have plenty of resources so that if there is something that I find useful or other faculty have found that they use in their courses, I include them here. But of course, there are a plethora of resources out there in those larger repositories. I just wanted something so that faculty, before their course starts, they have access to some resources. Okay, so that is the ESL section. I have lots of great materials here for healthcare careers. In continuing education, we have high school diploma and high school equivalency courses. So I have some math books and some math videos here. And then the last section is the free resources section. So there are some games here that faculty can use. So these are resources that are free to use in their classroom. They just don't necessarily have the Creative Commons attribution on the resource, but you can still use them in your class. So lots of free resources for vocabulary and then charts here at the bottom. Okay. So that is our OER Canvas account in a nutshell. Do I have any questions?
I have a quick question.
This is great. I'm really looking forward to the HP5 because I just learned about that this week.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yep. That's an awesome resource.
Well, I looked at it, I just went on the website myself, and I mean, it seems like you would need a substantial amount of training to learn how to use that. But is what you have on there tailored to somebody that's new to it?
I don't have like a training per se. I don't have the training, but
okay.
I believe, hold on a second. I think I linked some trainings in here. If not, I will add them. Yep. Wait,
Okay.
no, this is just how to sign up. If you go to ASCCC, I'll add it on here. Thanks for reminding me, Angela. I will add that resource on her because ASCCC has had trainings, wonderful trainings, and there's 2 of them that I went through. So the H5P software is similar to what we use in CE, similar to Design Plus. You can create videos, you can make your Canvas shell look really nice, but in addition to that, resource, I think the really great resource that we have available to us in H5P is that there are already pre-made modules, pre-made lessons using the H5P software that we can download into our Canvas. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Similar to the repositories I showed you, you just search for your topic or your, what you're teaching, and you'll have like a bunch of quizzes and lessons and pages. And so you won't have to reinvent a lot. If you want to learn H5P, it's great. It's a great resource and a great software to learn, but you won't necessarily have to with this Adapt account and that Libra Studio has granted us. So it's really, really
I
nice.
made an account. I made accounts and everything. Now it's just a matter of finding the time, to figure out what I'm going to do next.
Right.
But what I wanted to do, what I kind of want to do is I actually submitted a sabbatical proposal to curate existing OER and then to create some. I teach political science.
Awesome.
And I said that I was going to house all of this in Canvas. And then I went to the session on, what is it, H5P? And I wish I knew about that when I wrote the proposal, because I mean, that would be perfect, like more than perfect.
Well, it'll still work for you because H5P is something you download into Canvas. It's not necessarily a site where you want to house and direct faculty to. It's actually a software that helps you create fun things like summative assessments for your students and like quick checks for students, but they're already created for us. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're doing this as a sabbatical project, that would be a great time to learn H5P, because you can really take a deep dive into it, right? Versus, when we're being pulled in all directions during a regular semester.
And when I wrote the sabbatical proposal, I didn't know that H5P even existed. And it would have been such a stronger, and it will be a great sabbatical if I can incorporate that. But
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
thanks for reminding me. I'm going to add, because I have to search for it, but I'm going
Okay.
to add the H5P trainings on here.
Mhm.
Or maybe I'll put a separate link so that it's, yeah, maybe I'll put it right under here. Like this is the free account, and then under here I'll put H5P professional
Okay.
development. Because yeah, they're great, and Christine, who is also a OER liaison, created
Mhm.
those PDs, and she's wonderful with H5P. So
Okay. And then just, do you mind if I ask you a couple more questions while I have
sure.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of them, how do I get this shell? This is the continuing ed shell. How do I get this on my canvas?
So let me exit student view, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So what I did is I just copied one and made it SDCCD friendly. So
Okay.
log into Canvas and then go to
Mhm.
Commons here on the left global navigation bar. So click on
Uh-huh.
that. And when you're going to search, you can search by my
Mhm.
name. You can search by the title, which is, so for example, if you search by my name, Diana Vera-Alba, it's right here. So you can search by my name or OER for SDCCD. But let me also copy the link and put that in chat so you'll have a direct
Okay.
link. Okay.
Perfect.
So
Thank you.
I recommend, have you ever imported courses like this into your Canvas shell?
So I just literally like 3 days ago, I'm just got tasked with teaching a course I have literally never taught. And so I did import, there was Canvas modules on the Commons, and I was able to successfully do that. So that
So
made a
you know how to
huge
do that.
difference.
Yes.
So I know
Yes.
how to do that. Yeah.
Awesome. So I recommend that you put this in a blank Canvas account.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Otherwise, my modules might mess up
Uh-huh.
your modules that are already downloaded or created.
No,
So
trust me, I've already done that to
yes,
somebody
okay,
at
good.
Miramar. Yeah. So
Good. So that's my
it was so
recommendation.
embarrassing.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yes, you'll have
Okay.
everything that you need in here. I removed some of the CE stuff that doesn't apply,
Mhm,
but everything else that I just went
mhm.
over today is in here. All the modules are in here for each of those disciplines, and the large repositories, even the newsletters. These are the same newsletters that your OER liaisons sends you.
Yeah,
Which campus
it's
are you from?
Angela Boyd.
Oh, okay. Yep. They're the same newsletters. So we all get the
Okay.
same newsletters, whether it's CE or credit. Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I
You're,
enjoyed your presentation.
you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Angela.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye.